Oh, this goofy thing. Come on. Oh, I'm tired. I don't want to do this, but it is really, really super busy here. I was trying to let it, gosh dang, I was trying to let it thin out a bit, but because a big group just showed up a little bit ago. So they left, and since then, like there's like hardly any parking spots left here. I guess there is over here behind me, but this is pretty full. Like, this parking lot is pretty full. I think we're just gonna have to do it, sweet girl. Just gonna have to do it. Oh, I just don't like the fact when there's a lot of people here, because typically, I don't mean this in a bad way, but typically at this time of the morning, in the middle of the week, the only people that are up here are, let's just say they're older. Or they're like moms that don't work, their husbands work, and they just take care of the kids, which I get, because daycare is expensive. Sometimes it's cheaper just to take care of the kids yourself and not work than it is to pay for daycare and stuff. But that being said, those individuals usually are not moving up the trail as fast as we are. So then I have to pass them and catch them, and she does not understand personal space. Thinks everybody wants to say hi to her, even though they don't. More people are showing up. I think we just got to do this. But and when we first got here, it was a huge group too, and I'm guessing they're military. They're probably here for some training or something, because they're not from here, but they look military, so that tells me they're here for some training. But we're gonna try and get going, I guess, because I have a lot of stuff I have to get done today. I need to do laundry at some point today. I really wanted to dye my hair again. I don't think I'm going to get to that today. That'll probably be next week. And I need to go find me a campsite for the weekend, because it's a holiday weekend, so they're going to fill up really fast. And then you got this idiot over here that just parked. They're one-way parking, and this dude backed in the wrong way. Hold on. Oops, wrong direction. Some people are just a bunch of idiots, and there's nothing you can say about that. It's like, that means, hold on, I gotta grab your, get back here. Grab your poop bags because you're probably gonna poop. And then the other thing I don't get is, every time we come up here, I end up picking up all this trash, and it's the exact same stuff. Somebody comes up here and drinks like a case of Twisted Teas every night, it seems like. Okay. Are you gonna poop for me before we go? Oh, there's an audio delay. Yeah, it could be. The signal's a little goofy around here. A little bit goofy. Trying to get her to poop before we get too far away from me. What's going on there? Before we get too far away from the trailhead, because there's no garbages up top. I don't think she's gonna do it. Okay, come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, hold on. There we go. Leave that. There we go. Oh, I never started my watch. Yeah. We'll see what it is on the way back, I guess. We'll see how well the video does today, because when we were here a month ago, even though I have fantastic cell reception, I mean, we're sitting right above the city. There's no obstruction to the city for all the cell towers and everything. And I always drop video. Usually, I maintain audio at least, but we usually drop video. And we are going to do the incredibly steep power line trail today, so it'll be more power hiking than anything. But I won't be able to do this all the time, because I need to, my next race is a very runnable course, so I need to do more runnable vertical than power hiking. But this will be the trail I use for the next few weeks if I'm just trying to get straight vertical. Oh, and it is steep. We're gaining about 1,300 feet of vertical and 3/4 of a mile. I am wearing the new Hoka Speedgo 5s today. Actually picked them up yesterday, so I gotta get the lacing and everything all dialed in before I do a whole anything too aggressive with them. But it's supposed to rain and possibly even snow this weekend. Here it is, almost June in Montana, and we have a winter storm warning. And to think, I just left Arizona where it was 80 degrees, perfect weather, to come to here. But I had to do it because there's some things that have been sitting in my mailbox for quite a long time that I needed to pick up. She's looking at me like, "Are you coming, Slowpoke?" Yes. Yes, I am. Hopefully these shoes, I needed new shoes for training. I know a lot of people are using these Speedgos for racing shoes, but for me, they're too heavy to be a racer. But I guess if I was going to do like a longer ultra, they would work for that. But, and by longer, I mean 100K plus, like 100K to 100 mile, whatever, 140K, whatever. But so I'm not usually a big fan of Hokas, but I've heard such great reviews about them, so I decided to give them a shot. Still more people showing up over here, down in the parking lot down there. But can't believe there's so many people out here on this mountain on a Thursday morning as there is, because granted, yeah, the weather's nice, but usually people should be working, so there's not too many people out here. But like I said, I think there's a big group of people that are probably here for some military training too, because that was at least probably 10 cars when we first got here. Because it is, especially if you're from a place where it doesn't have mountains. I do know that over here in the military base that they, for things to do in this area, 'cause there's not really a lot to do in Helena itself. It is a very small conservative town, not a lot to do. It's one thing I don't like about Helena. Definitely prefer Bozeman over Helena, but the access to trails are nice here. And this is one of the most, I wouldn't say famous, but Like, if you come to Helena, it's like, you gotta climb Mount Helena. You know, it's the thing to do, I guess. So the military base out here, and they're always talking to their classes and stuff. They're going through training on, or if the units here are doing some sort of training or whatever, it's always, oh, we need to go climb Mount Helena, you know, for one of their PT sessions or something, like a team building type exercise for doing physical fitness training. And so if you're not used to mountains, it can be a good hike. Me, I have to go up Powerline in order to feel like I'm climbing a mountain, because the other trails down here are very runnable. I run them. They're very runnable. But I never really thought much about it until when I was here for work, and that's where I kind of hit me that for some people, hiking up a mountain is difficult. And it's not that they're not physically fit. These are all people in the military, so they're physically fit. But if you don't do any of this, then it can get you. Because I didn't even move that fast that day, and this is a few years ago when I wasn't even in nearly as good of shape doing vertical. I just started getting into mountain running, and not even like pushing myself too hard. I still got up here, oh geez, an hour before most people probably. It takes about, if you push yourself, you can do it in about 20 minutes going up Powerline. The course record for the Strava segment is only like 11 minutes or something like that, 12 minutes, which to me is crazy. That means a person not only ran up this, which I will never be at the ability to run up this. That means not only did they run up it, they ran up it at a fast pace. Probably looking at like a 14-minute pace, probably about 13-minute pace. That's just ridiculous. I'm power hiking up this at a 24-minute pace right now, which for as steep as this is pretty darn fast for me. If it's just like a normal incline that I'm power hiking, I can do a 19-minute, but never any faster than that. I actually think I could run up what we call 1906 and get to the top faster than power hiking. But this definitely works my legs, which I need. Need to increase the strength of my legs. Hasn't pressed though. My legs are definitely getting stronger. That was the big thing that when I was racing at the canyons was my biggest downfall, was strength of my legs. I wasn't able to run a lot of the uphills that I should have been able to. And, well, that wasn't my biggest. My biggest was I just didn't do volume that I needed to in my training block because I was so focused on vertical. So to actually run 50K, I just ran out of gas by the time I got to the end. But what are you chewing on, you weirdo? Sounds like a plastic cap or something. But whatever, keeps her with me. So I'm okay with that. Instead of running out in front of me. But what was it, a little over a week ago, when we ran Mount Humphreys, climbed to the top of that, I actually, and this is at, I mean, the canyons is at like 2,000 foot elevation. Mount Humphreys going to the top of that. The base elevation where we started is about 9,400. Tops out at 12,700. So it was a lot higher than canyons, and I was able to actually run most of that, other than the bouldery section, which is probably about a mile. I had to slow down for her. And we got slowed down just because it's been so long since I've been there. I didn't remember where the trail was. So we had to do a little bit of pathfinding, but it was okay. I sweat pretty good. I should have put on a short sleeve. I've been a little bit chilled since I come back from Arizona. It's like last night we went for a little walk over on Mount Ascension, which is this mountain right here, right there. But we just stuck on the lower levels. But it was 72 degrees out, and with a little bit of a breeze, I had to put a coat on because I was chilly. So this morning it's about, 55, 56 degrees out. I put a long sleeve shirt on because I thought it'd be really cold. Of course, I am working hard too. But I have to, the next thing I have to do is get some laundry done, because the shorts I'm wearing now are kind of stinky, but they're the least stinky out of everything because I have no clean running gear left. The socks I'm wearing aren't the best running socks either, but they're the last pair of anything that I had. So yeah, I need to do some laundry. And I could have done some down in Arizona, but everything's so expensive there. It's like here, because I had to refill all my waters last night, my big tank, and then all my gallon jugs. And here, water's free. I usually go to a spring that's up here that is on the side of the road, and it's all potable water. It comes straight out of the mountain. But you can go lots of places around here and get free water if you're just filling up. Down there, I had to pay 30 cents a gallon, which was fine. I mean, still cheaper than going and buying a gallon of water, but I like to reuse my bottles just to do my part as much as I can to help the environment, less plastic. And then as well, I guess the point I was making with that is laundry here, if I go to the laundromat, is $2 a load and for the washers, and then I can spend 50 cents and get my clothes dry, where over there it is $3 for a load for washer and $3 to dry. Like there's no by the minute on their stuff over there. Like over here, it's roughly 25 cents for 15 minutes. So, and when you're using an industrial dryer, even my loads, if I split it into two, if I say I mean, you could easily shove it all in one load on the dryer, but I can if I have it in two loads, it only takes 15 minutes to dry everything, even a towel. Yeah, go ahead and eat some grass, it's okay. You think you're a goat, it's okay. Or a horse or a goat. Oh, and then I got to get into the groove of this next couple of weeks, my training block. I need to get a lot more road miles, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to augment my volume in this area, because it's hard to get lots of miles on the trails. And then my dog, about the max she can do is right now about 14 miles on the trails in perfect conditions. So if I'm gonna have to, in order to get the miles I need to get, I need to average about 15 a day, 12 to 15. But that means I have to drop her. Like, I can go run some miles with her, but then I gotta drop her off and finish up. It's hard to do that on trails, so I'm gonna have to augment it on the roads, but it'd be okay.
Hi. Hello.
Hello. Oh, I don't usually see too many people coming down this way. Usually they just go up. I wish I could give it justice. You can kind of see how steep it is looking at the side profile of the mountain, but it doesn't truly give it justice how steep this portion is. This last quarter mile is insanely steep. It's even steeper than the previous half a mile. Of course, we are doing the alternate portion right here, where we split off from that main trail, which is steeper but quicker. If you continue on down power line right there, you can go up into a saddle, and then you connect up to 1906, which then slowly goes around the backside and up. This, we're just going straight up. Oh, I kind of wish I would have brought some water, because I am sweating. Oh, I need to trying to get some work done on my van today too, because I wish you could see that we're going like this, and then because we're going to the top right there, and then turning that way, and just this little portion right here, you're gaining about, I don't know, 60 feet in about 60 feet. So it's a good 45-degree angle. It's actually probably higher than that. It's probably about 50 or 60 degrees. It is steep. It's almost impossible to come this way unless you have some good shoes, because this dirt is a little bit slippery. You're not going to make it on road shoes up this, that's for sure. Even with good trail shoes, if it's the slightest bit muddy or a little bit of ice or snow on it, it's difficult going to get up this. Once we get up right here and then turn up the ridgeline, there's enough rocks and stuff there that you don't have to worry about it. But it's definitely got some technical parts, really rocky, that people go both up and down on a mountain bike. I don't understand how they can do it, especially going up hard, because how do you pedal up over some rocks? Don't get it, but that's why I'm not a mountain biker. Although I am probably going to buy me one, just because in cases of, like when I was in Flagstaff, we were a good 7 miles out of town up on the mountainside, and typically that place gets so packed that if you leave your campsite, you're not getting it back. So a mountain bike would have been nice to be able to run really close to pick up some essentials or whatever I needed. There's a few people up here. So for whatever reason, I think my video actually stayed pretty good. I haven't been watching it the whole time, but looks like the video kept up. For as many cars are in the parking lot, we're the only people up here. There's 3 people that just left, but she touched the circle already, so now I did. See, it's a little overcast, like I said. You can tell looking off, off the horizon. It's hard to tell. You can see it more up there, but definitely a storm front made me. No, we're not going down that way. I don't know why she wants to go down that way. You hardly ever go down that way. I think she wants to go that way because that's where the people went. We're going this way. Look at her looking at me. She's like, what do you mean we're not going that way? She's looking at me like, what are you doing? We're going this way. Come on. No, we're going this way. Our local legend segment is right here. Yeah, we got to boost up. Because we've been gone for a month. Somebody's going to catch us. I don't even know how I am still the local legend for many of these segments here, because even when we spent, what did we spend, about 3 weeks here? Even then, I think we only made it up here maybe 5 or 6 times, so because I do like to explore around. One thing that sucks about this weekend is I might have a friend visiting me, but if she's gonna be visiting me, I think she would have a much better experience if I was out on a campsite somewhere versus doing what I'm doing right now, which is stealth camping. Well, last night was my first night, but usually when I'm here in Helena, I stealth camp in the city. Which, there it is, there's the city. So that I can be closer to numerous trails around here to run. Because most of the places that I camp around here, you're limited. You might have one trail, like access to one trail close to you. So you'll be running that for, it's kind of monotonous. That was a nice thing about Flagstaff and North Rim when we were spending time up there, is especially our spot in Flagstaff, because we went running every day and had a different, like we started a lot of times on the very first like quarter mile or half mile, depending on which direction we wanted to go on the same trail, but there were so many trails that branched off from there that I don't think we ever did do we never did do the same route to the Arizona Trail, and then that was really the only trail we had there. We were only there for 3 days, so we just went one direction one day, went the other direction the other day, and then the third day we drove to a new segment of the Arizona Trail and ran that one. So we still had 3 because we were leaving that third day, so we still saw 3 different sections of it, and the forest roads around there were actually nice for running as well. They had some really good elevation differences, some technical parts, because it wasn't a nice groomed forest road. That's a rough road. Like, I wouldn't want to drive down it unless you had a vehicle with some semi-good clearance. You might be able to do it Oh, she just kicked up a mountain grouse. You might be able to do it with a Subaru Outback if you were careful. Actually, you could easily do it with an Outback if you poked your way. Nessa, come on. There you are. Okay, good girl. Yeah. She's been getting better again about coming back when I call her back. Unlike what she did after Tucson for about 3 weeks. From that experience we had in Tucson where she chased that coyote a good mile and wouldn't recall at all. And then we came up here and she maintained that. Come on. Nessa, come on. Come on. Let's go. I think she sees a little chipmunk in the rocks up here. Come on. I only say that because she just looked at me, so. But I could only see her little butt wiggling, looking in the rocks, which means usually a chipmunk. Come on. Eventually. Now she's coming. We went through the drive-through at the coffee shop today, and it was so funny. Like, we got there and they saw her and they're like, "Oh, you're back!" And she was all super excited so she could get her little, we call it pup cup or whatever, pup cup equivalent, I guess. So excited, and they could care less about me, but they were excited that she was back. She is such a goon. I was like, yeah, we're back for at least a few weeks. And by few weeks, I think over exaggerated because we're going to be back here actually almost a week ago, like earlier, like on Mondays when I expected to get back here instead of late last night, but I actually wasn't even, and we're not going to spend all the time here in Helena. We're going to be down by Bozeman quite a bit. But I'm only probably stay here most of the next week because I have a race marathon here next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. So, no, is that right? It might be 2 weeks. What day or the week are we on? No, it's 2 weeks away. Yeah, we're not going to spend much time here then. This next week, I'm probably going to be down in Bozeman. I was confused on how close I was to this marathon, but it's over 2 weeks out. So I'll have to figure out my schedule. So I might next weekend take the opportunity to cruise over to Seattle then for the weekend and at least say hi to a few friends. Get a couple runs in. sure she's probably training for something else again already. And she is way faster than I am, way stronger runner than I am. But might see if Iris wants to go for a run, maybe. I'll see whatever day is her easy run day. And maybe see if she wants to do her easy runs, just to give you perspective, are usually about anywhere from 12 to 14 miles, usually right around there, at she says she's going to do a 7.5 minute pace. Before you know it, you're doing a 6.5 minute pace, which is my threshold for that distance. Not an easy run. Now 7.5, that's a conversational pace for me. I can do that. But I'll still never forget the last time she was like, "How are you gonna run with me?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I'm just doing an easy run." So I was like, "Okay, fine, Iris." I go, like a 7.5 minute pace, and she was like, "Yeah." And I think we were only doing like 8 or 10 miles that day. And I don't know how many times she had to stop, and especially when we're going up Fremont Street, which is uphill, back to where we started. And it's pretty sizable uphill. Like, you're talking like a mile. Pretty steep, which if anybody's ever ran in Seattle, there's not really anything flat at all there in any portion of it. But she had to like stop almost every intersection and wait for me because she was doing 6.5 minute uphill. I'm barely holding on, trying to get it 8 minute uphill. And I mean, granted, I am a lot stronger now than I was then, because that was probably 3 years ago. It's been a while since I've been able to run with her. Probably, well, it's been over 2 years, because before I left for DC, which was in February, February of 2 years ago. So we're in almost to June, so almost 2.5 years, I guess. Last time I got to run with her. I always enjoyed those runs with her and Loka and Kenny and a few other people. I really miss Mo's stair climb workouts every Sunday. Well, not every Sunday, but I think I did every other Sunday, because then I would catch ELSM, which was easy like Sunday morning is what it stood for. ELSM, yeah. Runs, which was just a nice little 8 mile recovery run is all. Those were always fun to run with people, with Rhea. I do miss my Seattle run fam. I don't miss Seattle, but I miss my Seattle run fam. I'm not really running very fast today, because I can tell my legs are still trying to figure out these shoes. So far, I do kind of like them. They have some pretty good cushion. I can definitely tell they're probably about the same weight as my Brooks Caldera 5s, and probably about the same cushion as my Caldera 5s. And I think equivalent to traction. I don't think it has any better traction. Caldera 5s. And the Caldera 5 has been my go-to shoe for any race longer than 50K. The Catamounts or the Brooks Catamounts, I guess, or the Solomon S-Lab Pulsars have been my go-to shorter distance shoe, depending on how rocky the trail is. If it's a nice, soft, buttery trail, I'll wear the Pulsars. If it's a rockier trail, I'll use the Catamounts, because the Catamounts have that rock plate in them for protection, where well, actually, I don't even know if it has a rock plate, but it definitely has protection versus the Pulsars, which are super soft. If you step on a sharp rock there, you feel it. They got new road closed signs up, or route closed, I guess. Not road closed, it's not road, but all these people out here still chopping down trees. Perfectly good trees. They're chopping them down. Don't get that. It's like, I just don't get it. It's one thing if it's beetle kill, get rid of it. Or if it's a diseased tree, some sort, get rid of it. I'm fine with that. Thin them out. And thinning out the trees does help with the beetle kill too, but not that much. I mean, you pretty much have to clear cut a section if you have a lot of beetle kill there to keep the beetles from being able to jump from tree to tree. But whatever, I don't get the way they manage the forest here. And this is a city forest. This is a city park. I still need to look it up, but years ago somebody told me it was the largest city park in the world, because it is like, what, 3 mountains? So it could be, because most things like this, parks like this, would either be a state park or federal lands. So I get it. Chances are great that it could be the largest city park. I should have saw another little chipmunk or squirrel. I was amazed. It never ceases to amaze me, I guess. I don't see it out there. Must have ran in the rocks. Yeah, it did go in the rocks. Now she's looking in the rocks. Where are they cutting at? I don't even see them. I hear them. I sure don't see them. But anyways, that Ponderosa forest, which is the world's largest contiguous ponderosa forest in the world, down there by Flagstaff in Arizona, like, they don't go through and cut trees or clean up deadfall or anything like that. Yet that forest floor is like spectacular. Like, there's no underbrush. It's not like being in a lot of the forests up here in Montana or Northwest or a lot of the forests back east that are just have so much undergrowth. Like, you could not go cross country if you wanted to. Down there, heck yeah, you can. I mean, I don't, but you could easily, unless I'm cutting across to a trail. We had to do that a few times when she was, well, especially that last long run we did. Oh, there's a chainsaw. I don't see the guy anywhere, but there's the chainsaw. See, they're cutting down all these trees next to the path. So not only are you fairly exposed out here, but now you're cutting down any more chance of. And they cut down a lot of shit up here. shade you could have, and you're cutting it all down. Oh well. That last long run we did, she was drinking the water down like nobody's business, so we were almost out of water. So I had to make a strategic decision to try and cut across, shorten the distance as much as we could, because we would have been easily about a 16-mile run, but by being able to cut down everything morning, we were able to by crossing corners, and those trails, you're only talking like a quarter-mile cross country to get to a next trail that goes a different direction, where you would eventually connect to that trail but have to go 3/4 of a mile. So it's like to get it to where she could, because she was so hot. She was struggling by the time we got back. And I think we ended with, like I said, it was going to be a 16-mile run, and we ended with almost 12. So we cut darn near 4 miles off of that stupid thing by doing what we did. And it was a good thing I did, because 4 miles, that's an extra hour in the sections that we were at, because it was a lot of steep sections on the trail and then some rollers. So probably wouldn't have been able to do much more than 15 miles an hour, or 15 minutes per mile, I mean, average. But that was rough. I took a lot of water with us too. I had two bottles, which our 12-mile run we did before that, with a lot of vertical, although it was a little bit cooler out, but I did that with one bottle, with me and her sharing the water, and we didn't even use it all. I don't know why she was sucking down the water that day. It was a little warm, and she was a crazy girl, and was zigzagging around. Probably did an extra 2 miles in the first 4 miles of that run, just running around like a crazy girl. So I don't know. Morning. Okay, hopefully the laundromat is not super busy, because I really need to wash my comforter, but I'd rather just drop that off somewhere and have them do it, because they do have big. That's the thing that I don't like about the nicer of the laundromats over here. They have 4 what do you call it, the big washers, the high volume washers, or whatever you call it, for doing big items like a big old comforter or blankets or whatever. And you get these people, typically older, that will shove all their like regular laundry in there, so they only have to do 1 load versus like multiple loads in normal size washers. So then you can't use the big ones for what you need to use them for. And I complained the last time I was there about that, and they at least acknowledged, come here, Nessa, come here. They at least acknowledged it and said that they do try and monitor that to keep people from doing that, but they can't. Stop, Nessa, stop. Yeah, thank you. Weirdo. She stopped, knew what I needed to do, so then she Okay, hold up. Gotta stop my watch. Not a very long watch, a very long run, but it'll work. Anyways, she knew what I was getting ready to do, and she waited for me to get just a couple steps away, and then she was like, oh, I'm gonna start walking. And she was wagging her tail as she was doing it, so she knew what she was doing. She definitely knew what she was doing. Let her get a little bit of grass. Oh, so by the time I left, see, here's all these people that I'm pretty sure are in the military are just coming down. So not only did we leave about 45 minutes after they did, and maybe not 45 minutes, at least half an hour after they did, but we made it all the way to the top and made it all the way back before they got back. Anyways, before I left Arizona, I actually was doing really good, losing weight. And then we drove up here, and I do not eat the healthiest snacks when I am driving, so I definitely put on the weight. Anyways, I guess that's it for today because I gotta go take care of everything and do all that. Thanks for everybody who joined me today. She's just eating grass. I'm gonna let her eat some grass for a little bit. But thank you for everybody that joined me today. Actually, it looked like we had a decent stream. I didn't notice that the video went out hardly at all. But thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for whatever adventure we have tomorrow. And yeah, so bye guys. Love y'all. Bye.